I'm sure Sabaton are veterans when it comes to Belgrade scene. You played here before, and your fans are already anxious to meet you again.
Yeah.
How do you feel about playing in Belgrade?
It's just great to be here to begin with. I think all of us, especially back in Peru, we had some time to walk around yesterday. Always when we come to Belgrade, we make sure we have plenty of time. I love the fort, the castle.
Oh yes, you have a military museum there with a lot of tanks and artillery. I'm sure you are interested in that stuff.
It's great, and then the audience is out of this world, so it's great.
Okay. Now, you are known as a very hard-working band. You spend most of the year on tour and still you find time to write new material, make new songs. And was that work ethics the thing that made Sabaton big?
Good question. I mean, any band, I think, that made it a little bigger or more successful put a lot of effort into touring, writing quality music. So I think it plays a big part in the growth.
So, I also have a question about your lyrics. Like a band, you are quite specific because you do mostly historical stuff.
Yeah.
And does it take a lot of research to be good in writing that kind of songs?
Yes.
Checking facts together and...
I mean, it comes from a genuine interest of history. So instead of writing about dragons and having sex with wood and drinking, whatever,
standard heavy metal outfits,
exactly.
yeah.
So let's do something else. And then if you can tell, true stories that are actually very interesting, then why not? But then on the other hand, you need to keep your facts straight so they're actually accurate, which we get a lot of help from fans and we read a lot of books.
Yeah,
one or two Googling. So but very important, of course.
Well, almost a scholarly type of work.
Yeah, it is, but you learn a lot. And sometimes, we're still musicians and we do mistakes too, and we get to hear it, which is great. It's a great interaction with fans and interest.
Excuse me, do you like to drink?
Sometimes like some
coffee.
Coffee?
Yes.
Coffee also.
1, 2.
Cocoa.
Okay. Intermission.
And I think a very good thing about your band is you get to educate your fans about history. And I think it's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. If we can, if people learn something about it, I think it's great. And I did certainly learn something about it.
Great. I see you are the youngest member of Sabaton when it comes to time you spend with the band.
Yes.
How did you manage to fit in?
I still don't. No. Well, I know the guys for quite a few years. They toured as support band for my old band Evergreen in 2011. So we know each other for years. We have the same way of thinking when it comes to touring and doing it a lot, as you said earlier. And they have become my brothers. So
that spirit of brotherhood can be very important for a band because you not only play together, you travel together, spend your free time together.
Yeah, it's like a relationship with 14 other men.
Yes.
So, but you have to find a balance. Everybody needs their space, and it's like a big camping trip with everybody. So everybody's been doing this for so long. You know how to give people their space, and they have a lot of fun.
I understand. Now let's go back to the history again because it is the most important thing about Sabaton. I like the way you put things into historical perspective and still you seem to avoid certain pitfalls like being under constraints of ideology or politics.
That's we do non-religious, non-political music, and it's very important that it is history. Like it has to be, over with. Like it happened and it was done. That's how it becomes history.
Yes.
And that's what we're interested in.
Okay.
So we never take any stands or point of views. We tell the story as accurate as we can. And that's what we do.
You have a song called The Metal Machine, and it gives good hints about your early musical influences. Can you tell me about some of your music influences as a drummer?
Yeah, I've always come from the school that no matter the type or genre of music, if it's a good song, I always like the song. If it's on radio, if it's my wife singing it, if it's a good song, it's a good song and I like it. And I always come from good songs. I don't really care what the band is or how heavy metal they are. Drumming wise, I always came from Led Zeppelin and The Who.
That's a
Stuff like
very
that.
good school.
Yeah.
Kid Moon and John Bonham, they were greats. They were the gods when it comes to drumming.
Yeah, I think so too. And you can learn a lot from the old school players. So an inspiration can come from anywhere. From talking to you guys or listening to birds sing or whatever.
Yes.
You know.
Okay. Now, when you gather as a band and you start rehearsing, doing new materials, do you tend to jam, or you come with a prepared material and practice the song as it is from the beginning?
It's different actually. Some songs require that you sit down and try things out physically. And some songs, I mean, now we've been writing a bit, everybody on their own end. Joachim's writing and we are too, and then we come together, and then we listen to each other's stuff, and we'll pick the best parts, and then slowly but surely put together something that doesn't suck.
Okay, well, it certainly does not. Now, since you are a drummer and you play a lot of hard and fast parts, does it take a lot of discipline to do that in a band like Sabaton?
Yeah, I would say from where I come from, where I used to play a little death metal and progressive metal, this is for sure less complicated music to play. But on the other hand, in Sabaton, you have everything. You have the fast songs, like you said, and you have the really slow songs. You have the progressive too, which means you got to stay sharp.
Yes.
So I mean, keeping in shape is of course very important.
Yes. And when it comes to discipline, do you have a figure like Canary Sergeant Hartman in your band? Someone who keeps you, working hard.
I can handle that myself.
Okay, thank you.
I always like to keep in shape.
That's all.
I mean, drumming, that's what I do for a living.
Yes.
So you don't need to stay on top of your game.
Yes, it can be competitive a little.
I think a healthy amount of competition is good.
Yes, it can push out the best in you, the best of your playing.
Yeah. And also people pay good money to come and see us.
Yes.
You don't want to see a sloppy band. I've seen that so many times. It should sound good, and I hope it does too.
Okay. Now, when I listen to Sabaton songs and your live stuff, and so I think that you somehow have an emotional connection with your fan base in Poland. For instance, some of your best and the most in some way moving songs, like 42-1 or Uprising, are about Polish people in their struggle against Nazis. And also, I know that your album Carolus Rex, which is mostly about Swedish history, went pretty big in Poland.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something about your relationship with your Polish fan base?
Poland is a country that has a very rich history.
Yes.
And it's not specifically that we favorize the country, because we don't do that, but then it came to happen that their history is specifically very interesting, and there's a lot of good stories that, for one, should not be forgotten and hopefully won't happen again.
Yes. They're historically always between the hammer and the anvil.
I would say so. But yeah, and I mean, for us coming to Poland, it's just it's great, man. It's wherever we come, we have a special connection with the countries we play in. and we tend to keep it that way. And as the duration of the band comes, there will be songs about, hopefully, all over the world.
And I'm familiar that you always take time to visit some historical sightseeings in the country you visit. You already mentioned that you were on the Sabaton fortress.
Yes.
Can you share some interesting memories from other countries when you played?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that seeing stuff, I always try to go and see stuff that I find important or interesting. It's a good way of spending time.
Yes.
You can always learn something. But I think what's even more interesting is the people you meet. We usually meet a lot of veterans or people that we actually sing about. And those meetings I find very important and inspirational for the future to come.
I remember when I first heard about Sabaton, the song that really got me into your band was Stalingrad, because it sounded so ominous and menacing. Do you enjoy playing that song, and how it is quite a complex song, and can you tell about some songs that you enjoy playing as a drummer?
Stalingrad I enjoy for sure. I mean, I was actually, the first time we played that was last March, must have been. We did a Russian tour, we played Stalingrad. And there we go again with a variety of Sabaton's music. So you can play them, for instance, Cliffs of Gallipoli, progressive, or Stalingrad, we play Prima Victoria. You know, they're pretty far from each other, which gives it such a nice edge to it. And playing Stalingrad, also we have to rehearse properly. It's a new song, and I love it. It's great. That one, Screaming Eagles, is a fun song to play live. Yes, it's faster stuff. And the set list we have tonight, actually, I'm really satisfied with. It's a lot of fun, which is great about this band. Every time we come to a new country, we're kind of forced to mix the set list up. So we don't play the same songs every night. That's just cool.
And that way you are constantly keeping in shape when it comes to all of your material.
Definitely.
I wanted to ask you also something about the different climates for working in the music business in different parts of the world. For instance, here in Serbia, heavy metal bands really seem to struggle to get it going. They had hard times to afford their instruments, to find a place to practice or where to play and to get connected with their fans. And could you learn something from the example of Scandinavian countries?
Yeah,
it's different there.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know how hard it is here, but I think no matter where you come from, to start up as a new band and try to be successful in it, it is hard. It's a tough job.
Yes.
You've got to keep on going. Make sure you're badass. You got to play badass. You got to sound badass, and never give up. Never, no matter what. Keep on going. And be true to what you believe in. If you believe it hard enough, people will believe it. Start believing it too. And I think, for instance, we talked about it the other day about the spirit of, for say, European band, or let's say Swedish band and stuff, and American bands, because we've been touring America a lot. There you can go in a van for 5 weeks, and there's places to play. You can drive yourself, they drive overnight. In Sweden, I mean, it's too cold. You can't really, there's not that many places to play. It's different from where you come from.
Yes.
Like, you know, we played everywhere we could. Everywhere, no matter the place. And I think you gotta do that. And don't give up, just keep on going. Sooner or later. And play for the right reasons. So,
Yes.
if you think it sucks, you know, that you are not making any money or whatever, wrong business.
Yes.
Choose something else.
I think now you gave some very good advices for aspiring musicians.
I hope so.
Okay. And when you mentioned the different places you played, what are your experiences from playing in Russia, for instance? And I'm sure you have a lot of fans there also.
Yeah.
And crowds can get big.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's not very different from playing anywhere else, and that it's a new country that you're not that used to. And when you come to a new country, you learn how it works there, and you try to adapt to their way of living, which I think is very important. And for me personally, Russia is great. I had a great time there, as I had yesterday. Yesterday was the day before the position. The fans are what matters, and the country is not that important. So the shows are the ones that matters.
The music is primary.
The music is primary.
Okay. And before we end, as a band, you covered a lot of different historical periods. Are there some parts of history that you still haven't worked on and you would like to?
A lot.
And maybe you would.
We'll see in the future.
Okay, you will keep that a secret.
I have to. That's one of those questions I have to kill you if I tell you.
Okay,
And I did so messy in the video. So much blood there.
Yes.
Skip that.
And you would like
Let's
to
stay friends.
surprise your fans.
Yeah. We'll see. The future has a lot of optimistic things for us as a band. And, I mean, history is so many things, and we get emails all the time with stories like you wouldn't believe them. Like I wonder why Hollywood, why do they make up stories? There's stories that are based on true events. Those are just extraordinary.
Okay, and that would be it. Thank you for your time. Any last words, something you would like to say for your fans from Balkans and members of Rok Pokret?
We're just super happy to be here, really. And we're so grateful that we can come here time after time and have great shows, enjoy the music with all of you. So thank you for coming time after time, and we will keep on doing the same.
Okay, thank you very much. That would be it.